We have a statement and a message to deliver to the World Food Prize and the Rockefeller Foundation today. The Rockefeller Foundation and agribusiness giants such as Monsanto, Syngenta, Pioneer, Cargill, DuPont, and Dow Chemical are funding the World Food Prize and its projects. These entities are interested in one thing only: profit. The Rockefeller Foundation and agribusiness giants have for decades deceived farmers across the globe with the hidden agenda of achieving complete corporate agricultural control. The business lie is being perpetuated here today at this Rockefeller Foundation Endowed World Food Prize Award. We are here to reveal the truth behind these lies. Farmers who agree to grow corn and soy become indentured servants to corporate agriculture. Farmers become dependent on fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, fuel, and machinery, leading to high input costs without any promise of revenue. The USDA has said that genetically modified organisms do not produce higher yields. GMO crops grown in developing countries are typically exported rather than used to feed their own hungry people. When consumed, GMOs are hazardous to human health. They are soaked in chemicals, fed to livestock living in unsanitary factory farms, and lack nutritional value. GMOs leave small farmers at the mercy of big corporations, indebted through high input costs and their inability to seed save. The modernization of agricultural technology eliminates the small farmer, as well as the entire biodiversity is essential to maintaining a healthy planet. All right. So I want to encourage everybody here to get up and say why they're here and to deliver the message to these corporate crooks.
Oh, listen, folks. I've been trying to think the metaphor that might help us figure out where we're at. And I think the old story of the frog. You know, the frog in the pot. You know, you put a frog in a pot, and you put the fire on, and it starts to warm up, and it slowly increases, and you know, by the time that water's boiling, the frog's dead, didn't know it was supposed to get out. That's where we're at here in corporatism. That's where we're at here in corporatism. Because just try to imagine, like I'm an old guy, 61 years old. When I was 61 years ago, 1951, the top 1%, what did they control? I don't know, maybe 20% of wealth? Today that top percent controls everything. They control our whole food system, that's why we're here. And the reason they get away with controlling our food system, because last December, when we did the Occupy the Caucus thing, we exposed the line of democracy. These corporations own both parties, we know that. I talked to Democrats and Republicans, they know that. The problem here right now is corporations own so much, they have so much power, they're out of control, they don't even know what they're doing. Yell all I will. Oh, right. Apparently this is illegal. All right, so, yeah. Yeah, no problem, guys. Yeah. So, I don't need that mic. What we're trying to say here is, the water is boiling, and we don't recognize it. We need to start looking at the bigger picture, because we got to break these corporations down. Listen, the idea of capitalism is bogus.
Norman Borlaug started this whole nonsense in India, and at the moment India has the highest suicide rate amongst farmers of about any country. And as a country, they are about ready to go with GMO labeling, and they're about ready to ban GMOs in the country. So we've come full circle on that. They have found out it is not a good plan. It's not sustainable. It makes no sense.
World Food Prize makes a point of promoting their Borlaug dialogues. I'd like to see a real dialogue occur other than people who are sitting around the table all associated with agribusiness and corporations. I challenge the World Food Prize to bring in next year some people who can actually contribute to a true dialogue
sovereignty is about communities taking back democratic control of their food systems, determining what gets produced, who distributes it, and how people eat. And it's based in principles of human rights and justice. And if we don't live that way, I don't know what kind of society this is.
Man, they should be glorifying Henry Wallace. Henry Wallace actually started the Green Revolution when he helped create hybrid seed corn, which I raise today, when he helped figure out how to raise corn that would stand and yield well. But the other thing he did, he was also part of a social revolution called the New Deal, so that science could serve the interest of people and could serve the interest of democracy instead of just serving the interest and the profits of multinational corporations.
Right. Yeah.
So we hope that the people in Iowa will now understand that when they go outside of the city limits of Des Moines and all they see is corn and soybeans and all they smell is hog manure, they will know that they are victims. And when they drink that, when they know that their water supply is contaminated with nitrates and pesticides from this modern agricultural system, they are victims of the Green Revolution also. So this is not the time to glorify the Green Revolution. This is time to start a new social revolution so that we have sustainable agriculture and a sustainable society and revive democracy with a foundation of food sovereignty.
Corporations are threatening our democracy. Why? We made them persons. And they are the most wealthy persons in the world. And they run our government. Yeah. And finally, this World Food Prize is a emblematic symbol of corporate agriculture and their happy face, telling us we're feeding the world, and aren't we good? Listen, folks, we at the Catholic Worker, since the 1930s, have been feeding the poor in this country. We're not proud of it. We don't go around bragging about it. It's a scandal the way we treat the poor. It's a scandal the way we treat the poor here in this city. It's a scandal where we treat them in the world. And these folks are making money off of it and patting themselves on the back. We need to stand up, make a statement, and say stop the lying. That's what we're here to do today. That's right. 1951, the top 1%. What did they control? I don't know, maybe 20% of wealth? Today that top percent controls everything. They control our whole food system. That's why we're here. We need to start looking at the bigger picture.